This demonstration I'm going to show you how to do something a little bit special with a saddle of lamb, or best end of neck as some people call it. This can either be used split down the centre and you get your lamb chops, your lamb cutlets that you can French trim, make into a guard of honour, but for this demonstration I'm going to show you how it's going to be boned and rolled into a beautiful, lean, quick roasting joint of lamb. First things first, we stand it on the edge, and these two little bits of cartilage that when you separate it from the shoulders, the end of the scapula is still in there, so we have to whip those two little bits out. Like that. There's one either side. And that's done. Again, we're going to be using the sheep boning technique I've shown you in the shoulder of lamb earlier. Again, just using the tip of the boning knife down the back side of the bone with the knife angled into the bone slightly. So again, the bones are coming out as quick and as clean as you can get them out. Flipping the joint round to get the right angle you need to follow the bone, to follow the rib bones right down to the backbone. Once you've got to that stage, then you're down to the backbone, just a quick flick of the wrist and a push with the blade, and you can see the fins of the backbone. That's that side done, ready. Again, just a quick repeat of the same process on the other side. Again, angling the knife into the bones, sliding them down the ribs.
If you didn't angle it, you'd just be going into
You'd be going into the meat, and you'd leave a lot of meat on the ribs as you're going down, which again is waste. You don't want waste. You don't want meat left on the bone. You want it left on the joint for your customers' enjoyment. Righty ho. Again, once you're at that stage, just a little nick with it facing the angle back on yourself. Not going too deep, because if you go too deep you can actually cut through the back skin, which is what you want to try and avoid. And that is your rack of ribs. Again, very similar to the shoulder of lamb. Zip between the ribs, taking the lovely lean meat from between the ribs. And you just, like you say, between every rib, you can trim that up, ready for mincing, putting in your shepherd's pie, or even a lamb pasty, or whatever you fancy, or even just boiling it up to make a very good soup or stock. There's a multitude of uses you can use it for.
I notice you're not wearing a chainmail glove.
I don't wear a chainmail glove. Many years ago, 30 odd years ago, when I started off as a YTS apprentice, the rules about chainmail weren't there, and you just had to learn to be careful. And I have got the chainmail gloves and the chainmail aprons for if any of my staff are doing any work, they're asked to wear them. I have got the chainmail gloves and the chainmail aprons.
Give a demonstration on a glove now, because that's
on the chainmail gloves, this is an example of the chainmail we've just been talking about. The stab vest protects the femoral artery at the top of the legs and the stomach area. You've got the chainmail gloves, prevents yourself from stabbing, cutting yourself. The plastic arm guard from stabbing the wrist. I find these quite awkward to work with and clumsy, therefore I choose not to wear them. I always advise my staff though, for their own safety, especially the apprentices when they're learning, to wear them, because obviously when you're an apprentice you can have some quite serious injuries, because the knives and tools we use are extremely sharp, as you've seen cutting the flesh. Right, we're now going to finish this by putting in a lovely sage and onion with a hint of minty lamb stuffing up the middle of it. The stuffing I've just prepared, ready to go up the middle of the lamb where the bone has just been. You place the stuffing where the bone has just come from. Nice even layer.
That smells beautiful already.
Up the top.
Yeah.
Just go and quickly wash my hands. Then all we do is roll the lamb around the stuffing. Get our trusty string. Again, as I'm going to be cutting this in half, I'm going to go slightly off centre. I'm coming. I've just got to disappear and serve a customer. I'll be back in a moment. And hopefully this should be the finished product with the stuffing up the middle, quick roast, 35-40 minutes on 200 degrees C, cooked to perfection.
It's absolutely beautiful now.
The stuffing as squoze into where the bone should be, look, creating that T shape where you get the T-bone, and it just looks beautiful.
It does indeed.
I'm going to put that in the counter now, and hopefully we'll find some customer that will really appreciate that on the tea plate for tonight.
I'm sure they will. Cheers now.